most overseas stem cell treatments, you're likely just getting growth factors. And guess what else has growth factors? PRP, right here at home.
It's not to say that it's not beneficial, and I think there's a lot of UFC fighters that swear by it. And I don't think it's 100% wrong.
Growth factors can be beneficial. Growth factors can have anti-inflammatory effects. But what's in PRP? Growth factors also.
Let's unpack the science behind these choices.
I have difficulty navigating working with the high school or high level or pro athlete that's going to some undisclosed place for stem cells, and why just PRP may be better, because at least I know what they're actually getting. Why shouldn't they go to get stem cell treatments overseas? Or maybe they should. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think that one is really understanding what's going on overseas or what's going on at home. So first and foremost, any Wharton's jelly, any umbilical cord stem cells, any exosomes are still considered illegal by the FDA, and they've made those statements extremely clear. And so I don't look good in orange, so you won't see me using those things, although there may be some benefit to those.
Don't forget, if you want more about the business of orthobiologics, I have a podcast, or you can go on my website, The Business of Orthobiologics, and tune in.
Two is looking at umbilical cord and looking at Wharton's jelly. We alluded to this earlier. We cannot culture expand that. So what does that tell us? These are not live cells that are being injected. More than likely, these are growth factors. Growth factors can be beneficial. Growth factors can have anti-inflammatory effects. But what's in PRP? Growth factors also. We've used some of those products in the past, and they seem to match up a lot with PRP. And we want to stay in the area that is not the gray, and we want to be on the right side of FDA. And so I would say, hey, this is what FDA allows us to do here in America, and this has good data to support it. Then as we go to say, okay, what about going to Panama, going to Mexico, going anywhere to get these culture expanded cells? Long and short is, what is the regulation there? And we've had some horror stories coming out of Mexico, out of some of these other kind of third world countries with some of these treatments. And so you have to be very careful or mindful. And then also knowing the data. Like when I look at Albert Goby's data on MFAT for osteoarthritis of the knee, looking at average age of 75, treating 120 knees and having an 88% success rate, are they going to give me a better success rate by going overseas, doing culture expanded? The data doesn't necessarily back it up. I'm willing to say, hey, I know all the data based off of your situation. We can go head to head with anybody overseas, and I'll save you a lot of money where you're not paying $40,000 to do this culture expanded procedure and getting the same outcome as what I can do for $7,000 here in the States. As we get more data out there on what culture expanded looks like, if we get more data on who's doing it in a safe, effective, route, that may be the future. But the question is, do you trust people overseas? Do you trust the regulation over there? Do you trust, what happens if something goes wrong and you're back in the States? These are all the things that you have to look at when you're looking at these things.
I struggle with this a lot, and I have the similar answer to you. And I've tried to do the deep dive on these clinics, and I've gone so far as to schedule a consultation. I didn't make my consultation, but I was like, shoot, man, I missed it. I really wanted to hear the whole pitch and the whole deal. And it's not to say that it's not beneficial. And I think there's a lot of UFC fighters that swear by it. And I don't think it's 100% wrong. I just don't know that we have data, and maybe we do have data. I'm not aware of it. I don't want to be that myopic and say, oh, just because I don't do it, it's not great. And I do think that there is a systemic effect. Don't miss out. Please subscribe to our newsletter now to stay ahead of the world of orthobiologics. You can find the link below.